alert, lockdown, inform, counter, and evacuate. Again, hope you realize we don't dismiss lockdown. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you guys are just against lockdown. Well, I'm against lockdown. I'm against securing in place as a standalone strategy. That's what I'm against. I'm not against securing in place as a viable option. Of course it's a viable option. And for some cases, some people in certain situations, it may very well be their only option. I'm just not a big fan of telling people for this particular type of danger, it is your only option. Because that's just not reality. Also, the reason why we felt it needed to be options-based, because I knew I couldn't write a one-size-fits-all plan. I couldn't write that straight bullet point process. That if you find yourself in this situation, these are the steps you take to be safe. Because when and if I do that, what do you have to assume that I know?
All of everything.
Yeah, exactly right. I got this crystal ball that 5 years from now, God forbid, when you're going to face one of these situations, I already knew what that was going to look like. And I built this nice little plan for you to do. That's not realistic at all. So we got to move away from a single variable, a single strategy plan, to an options-based plan. Alert, lockdown, inform, counter, evacuate. Wanted to take into account all the possibilities that may assist in survival, including the use of infrastructure, including the use of technology, and including the use of the one thing that we saw lacking in so many plans and procedures, and that was human action. People doing something to help themselves. Hi, my name is Greg Crane. I'm the owner of Response Options, a company specializing in violent intruder defense strategies. I'm one of the originators of the ALICE program. ALICE is an acronym that stands for Alert, Lockdown, Inform, Counter, and Evacuate. The program was deemed necessary after the Columbine tragedy when we began looking at how our civilian organizations were being trained and prepared to deal with the active killer. We found the common practice of lockdown to be just about the only recommended response, and in many cases it was still a mandated response. Lockdown or securing in place is of course a viable response by those who find themselves under attack, but it cannot be the only response. There will be times when this response does not apply to the circumstances, as in the library at Columbine and some of the classrooms at Virginia Tech. In those instances, knowing how to sit silently in a corner or under a desk did not apply to the situation and may have actually helped the attackers reach their incredibly high casualty numbers. In a situation where someone has decided to hurt as many people as they can in a short amount of time, if they find you and you do nothing, you will be hurt. We believe it is inadequate to only teach people to be very passive when a determined evil killer has decided upon them as their potential victims. Survival will be based upon the difficulty of the targets. The common crime prevention strategy of target hardening applies to this crime like any other. But this does not mean just relying on a locked door, assuming the locked door even exists in the first place. The good thing is that it's actually quite easy to make yourself a harder target, physically that is. The hard part is the mental functions that are required to push yourself through the shock and surprise of the moment and engage in action of any type. This training is designed to both give you the tools in the toolbox that you can draw upon in a moment of need, as well as giving you the confidence that these skills can mitigate the chances of you becoming a victim. We teach common sense that is not common knowledge. There are no guarantees in life, and we cannot guarantee that nobody will be hurt in a planned, determined attack. But we do guarantee that by doing something instead of nothing, you will increase your odds of survival. I thank your organization for choosing the ALICE program to increase the safety of all. I hope you find the information and training you will receive useful. Be safe.